Hey guys, it's Bethany here again with another tutorial. Today I wanted to try out the Chrome mica powders. Now I didn't know how to use these properly when I first purchased them, but I ended up looking it up and you paint the powder directly onto the mold, which I thought was really cool because it gives a whole different look, and that's really where you get the chrome to really shine, and that it gives it that special shifting look. You can also mix the powder in with the resin, but it does give it less of a reactive look. So I really prefer to paint it on, and I'm actually excited because I have a ton of mica powders, and I think this method for painting it into the molds would work really well with several of the colors that I have. So I wanted to kind of just try out this packet. I ended up buying this little box with 4 different colored baggies in it, and I just went ahead and kind of painted them on. I sped up the video because nobody wants to sit for 45 minutes watching me paint these on. Now, this color was really cool, and I think this one ends up being my favorite, just because of the dramatic change when it comes out. You'll see this container, and it does not look red. I mean, you can see the red tones come out in it, but it's just really cool how when using this method, when you add the black resin into the mold, how it really changes the look of the mica powder. So I thought that was really neat. I think I'm going to do a comparison video too on what it looks like when you use a dark or black resin mix versus clear versus white, because it really does make a difference in these chrome mica powders, and each one gives a cool and unique look depending on whatever your preference is. So I'm going to just let you guys watch as I just paint. I try to fill in every little crack and every little cranny. And I had to turn my mold inside out, so you kind of have to be comfortable with that. Sometimes it can be nerve-wracking, like you think you're going to crack your mold or split it, and over time it will wear and get damaged, but for the purpose of this I really wanted to get the insides of my molds covered really well. So the key is full coverage, and you don't want to have excess either, so you don't want to end up with too much powder. So you just kind of move it around, work it in, and work it at all angles. And then once it's all fully painted, then you'll see that I'm going to push the mold inside or right side out. And then I'm going to work on the lid. So I'm just going to let this play through. You'll see that I will try all 4 of the colors. I will have some trouble down the road, but I will hop on and kind of explain what happened and what didn't work out and what I'm really happy with. So I'm just going to let it play, enjoy the video, and I'll hop back on in a little bit. So one little tip with this specific mold, when filling it, you want to be sure that you are filling it enough. So you want to go just up above and into that lip so that it creates an edge to catch on your base. If you do not fill it enough, then what will happen is it will be a smooth bottom without a ridge, and then that lid will just slide around on your container. So that's super important. I did end up knowing about that beforehand, so I did fill it enough, but I just wanted to warn anybody who wants to try this because I really do love this container, and it's probably my favorite piece. So if you're filling it, I just recommend that you make sure to fill it enough so that it comes up. You don't want to overfill and have it go over the lip, but you want it to create that little bit of a ridge. So there is the perfect amount that you have to really concentrate on adding. So now this is where I kind of messed up. I wanted to make sure that I had enough, but I did not have enough to fill all of my molds. So I did have to remix and add some more. And what ends up happening is I had filled that coaster. You saw that I filled it a little bit, and then I went to the coaster base, and then I went back to the coaster. And so at that point I had to remix more epoxy, and that caused it to be uneven levels or just enough off where it messed up the final product. And so you'll see now I'm going to demold, and you can tell that the product did not work out. It still stayed liquid in some parts and kind of squishy. So that mold will never cure, and this is the one. There it is. So you can see I'm kind of pointing out some of the spots. And I didn't know what had happened at first, but then it hit me. Oh yeah, I only filled that mold part way. And then I decided then I needed to remix and add more. So now this is where I'm trying to get out the molds, and I actually learned a really cool tip that you'll see that I use for the lid here and for the base. The lid I was worried about because it has that kind of bulb on the end for the handle. So one of the tricks that I learned for releasing it is getting some dish soap and water, putting it in a pipette, and just kind of squeeze, like you squeeze the liquid into the mold, and then it helps it slide out easier. That was one of the best tips that I could have ever learned, and I used it in the base here as well. And then it helped to release the mold. I know some people spray their molds, excuse me, with mold release first before they pour the epoxy resin in, but I just thought this was a really handy method, and it worked well for me. So I had to showcase the items in well, it was kind of an overcast day, so not really in the sunlight, but getting the outdoor lighting was important to really showcase what this does. And see what I mean by the complete color change in this one? It looked so red when I applied the powder to the mold, but once it finishes with the dark resin used as the base, you can still see the red undertones, but it's mostly the bluish purple that you're seeing. And I just love the way that this one turned out. So I think what I want to do is do a comparison with this jar and show what it looks like with clear resin as the background to that color, and what white mixed in with the resin would look like. So here is my candle holder, and I'm just gonna show the rest. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. I always like watching the resins and the mold releases and all of the fun stuff. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share the video, comment. That really helps my video. And just let me know what your thoughts are. What's your favorite color? Which one do you like the best? I'll link to all of the products that I use down below. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.